How's it going, guys? Kastner here. Welcome to our first full-on build guide for World War Z. I've been getting a lot of questions as to what my reasoning is for picking certain skills, or maybe what build in general I like to run with on my Exterminator, and I feel like it'd be a lot easier instead of trying to explain over comments and stuff like why I pick certain things. I feel like it'd just be easier if I made a video to kind of just first off show you the template, and then to just have a breakdown skill by skill, why I chose the ones that I did and how they work well with this build. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Fire starter, obviously your very first one. I feel like even though you don't get a choice in the matter with this one, obviously, it tells you right up front kind of what this character is about. You start with Molotovs and a shotgun. I mean, that, whatever. But the next part, you deal 25% more damage to zombies during swarm attacks. The swarm attacks are going to be when the screamer calls out for more, there'll be a swarm, and at every single end stage of the game. So where you're holding a point, or you're waiting for extraction, or whatever the case may be, there's going to be a swarm, and probably several of them. That being said, it is telling you right up front that your character is not going to be the guy that's just absolutely mowing people down left, right, and center all the way through the level. He's really going to shine when it comes to the end stages and when swarms attack. Alright, so for my first skill, I chose crowd control. Push radius for melee attacks. I don't know if everyone's noticed or not, but when you melee, not only do you hit the target that you're going for, you shove all targets around them back off of you. And in the later levels, you don't so much use melee as killing. Like when a group comes at you, it's not your first instinct to just automatically start mashing F to kill them. You normally only do it if you're surrounded and you need a way out, and to just shove them off you. The other two skills, you have Hangover, which Molotovs burn 50% longer. You have Pyromaniac, Molotovs fire damage increased by 50%. I don't play with Molotovs. I'll get into why later. But with that being said, these two will do nothing for the build that I run. My second one, I went ahead and chose All Elbows. Movement speed penalty when zombies are very close, reduced by 100%. Okay, this one is actually a lot stronger than what it seems like. You have Rage Mode. When pinned down, you will automatically rise up and push your attackers back. Does not affect special zombies. That sounds good in theory, but the issue there is if you're surrounded enough that they're going to pin you down, it's not going to do you any good to get up and shove them back, because they're going to regroup around you. You're just going to be stuck in an endless loop of getting up and going back down until eventually you die anyways, because they do damage to you when they take you down, obviously. You got Rooted. The number of zombies required to pin you down is increased from 8 to 12. Again, where that sounds really nice, in theory, it does sound very nice. In your later levels, again, when you have your swarms coming, 12 still is not hard. You'll be lucky if it's only 12 that surround you. Usually you're talking 20 plus that easily surround you. And then while you're surrounded, you still have the special infected coming for you as well. So I didn't see why choosing this one would be very good. And also, as you can see, I have unlocked it, so I played around with these skills a little bit. It just didn't work for me. All Elbows, like I said, in the higher difficulties, you're going to be swarmed. Like, that's just what's going to happen. And it's a lot harder for them to take you down if you're not slow, because when you slow down, they can easily surround you, and you never want to be surrounded in the higher difficulties for obvious reasons. My third skill, I went ahead and chose Heavy Metal. Start with an improved Taiga 12 Heavy Assault Shotgun that deals 25% more damage and has 25% more ammo. All Taiga 12 Heavy Assault Shotgun pickups for you also improved. Now, let me explain this, because most people are going to say, well, I mean, you can get an RPG and take out a whole wave. That is correct. Not only can you do that, the RPG does 100% more damage. Great, fantastic. But you have one shot. And any of you that have played understand that you can't fill your heavy weapon back up. There is no getting more ammo for it when it's used up. When it's used up, it's gone. And it's not coming back until you find another one. Again, yes, all the RPGs that you pick up from here on out are going to do 100% more damage. But if you've ever fired one, you know that you're not firing it to kill a specific target, because if you're firing it at bowls and stuff like that, you're probably doing it wrong, because the bowl's going to be in your face, and you're going to end up just splash damaging you and your teammates, so that's not a good idea. The Taiga 12, however, One thing that they don't do a very good job of telling you in this game is penetration is actually a huge thing. All of your single shot weapons have a lot more penetration than your fully automatic ones. And what that means is when you shoot the zombie up front, notice how they usually do their little animation. They flail around, then they fall down, whatever. On your single shot weapons, the whole time that they're doing that, you're shooting not only them, but you're shooting through them. More penetration, the further back you go. And guns like your shotguns do an awesome job at this. So with that being said, yes, you can take out a whole group one time, awesome. Or you can sit and mow down a group with your Taiga 12 heavy assault shotgun, have more ammo, and essentially kill more. It's not as flashy, it's not as fun, but you do end up in the long run killing more, and you have more than one shot. If your focus is just to kill like a bull or a special infected, again, it's a lot better if a bull's up close to you to just open fire with a assault shotgun than it is to point blank range shoot an RPG at their face, because yeah, you may kill them, but good chance you're going down, and probably the rest of your team as well. Bandolier, if I pronounce that right. There's no other choice. I mean, you have to take this one. And what it does is it increases the defense and the durability for all of your defense items. So like the little shock traps you put down, the barbed wire, your mounted machine gun, stuff like that. It increases that. And also, if you read, mortar and stationary machine gun ammo capacity increased by 25% for all teams. So it's not just when you're using it. That actually helps out quite a bit, because anyone that's fired either a mortar or a stationary machine gun, especially the stationary machine gun, knows that you absolutely burn through ammo. You just do. There's no way around it. It's not like you're trying to pick headshots with the stationary machine gun. You're just mowing down a group. And the more you can have that gun spitting out ammo, the more you're taking down with you. So, I mean, again, it's not like you have a choice in the matter. This is the only one you have, but I'm just explaining why it's good. Next choice, I went ahead and went with wheatgrass. Now, I did have a question as to why I went with wheatgrass, and it gets a little deeper, so just bear with me. Deep pockets is one that I see a lot of people taking. Carried ammo capacity for primary and secondary weapons increased by 25%. Now let's go back. You do 25% more damage during swarm attacks, and like I've been preaching the whole time, swarm attacks is your bread and butter. That is where you shine. That is where you help out your team the most. With that being said, you're not really going to make a huge difference. I mean, you make a difference, but not like a significant difference just open firing during just your normal random zombie encounters. Also, tied in with the fact that we normally go for shotguns that have penetration, whereas you're killing several zombies in one shot as opposed to 5 and 6 shots to take down a single one. It didn't seem logical to carry more ammo when, first off, the gun that you're holding is killing more per shot. Also, when you're shooting the most is during your swarm attacks, which are normally at the end of levels, you have chests of ammo readily available. So it didn't make a whole lot of sense. This game does a very good job of giving you the ammo chests pretty regularly. I don't think there's ever been a time, even when I'm just blindly firing into crowds, that I've ever gone completely out of ammo. I haven't. Rifleman, start with the ARC 103 assault rifle. That's going to be your AK. Where it is a very good gun. I'll give you that. I have mine maxed out. It's pretty fun to play with. Back to the whole penetration thing. It has none. You are still going to want to aim for head, and that's going to be your stopping power. Whereas if you're using an assault shotgun or pretty much any of the shotguns, even a body shot is going to be a one-hit kill for zombies 9 times out of 10, and it is hitting the ones behind them as well. So where shotguns aren't too flashy, they're not too fun. Yeah, they got to get a little closer. They just overall have more bang for their buck, I guess is what I could say. Moving on to the next category. Green fingered, that's what I originally was using. Planning speed of claymores is increased by 50%. Claymores can kill 25% more targets. Then obviously you start with claymores. The kill 25%, that's the nice part, because most times when you're planting claymores, it's when you're getting ready for your defense, so it doesn't really matter how quick you place them down. The kill 25% more targets was nice. It was very nice. But when compared to fire trap, claymore explosions set fire to surrounding areas. Yes, they don't do as much on the initial explosion, but if any of you have thrown a Molotov, thrown a grenade, shot a oil barrel, you'll realize that when zombies run through that fire, it does significant damage to them. If it doesn't kill them outright, they'll usually flail around a little bit and then they'll die. Again, where it's not as much damage, it's kind of like the RPG situation where this is going to kill big group of zombies real quick, instant. But then you're not going to get as many kills as if you were to fire on a whole crowd with your assault shotgun. Same principle here. The fire is going to do more damage overall to the zombies that are continuously running through it, as opposed to just your initial explosion. The last option you could choose is 20% chance to restore an expended defense kit. 20% is actually very low. It's 1/5 of a chance. And as you know, if you've played a game with real people, people usually run to the defense kits. It's just everyone's always got the best idea where to place it in their opinion. And where it could be the best place, it could also just be people enjoy placing them. You're not always going to be the one placing those down. So chances of that actually activating are slim to none. So in my opinion, that's just a waste of a skill. I think the fire is the best option. You'll kill more in the long run, and essentially you can bottleneck where the zombies are coming from. Next choice. Second Wind is where I was for quite a while. I loved it, but again, that was on the lower difficulties. 100% chance to regain 25% health and keep going instead of becoming incapacitated. That sounds awesome, because it sounds like a second life, pretty much. And it is. But if you think about it, why is it that you went down in the first place? It's not because you just fell over. It's because the area is dangerous around you. You're going to be either swarmed, there's going to be a bull on you, there's going to be a lurker on you. There's some reason you went down. So yeah, it'd be nice to stand back up. But chances are, if you went down, it's because you're overwhelmed. So standing back up, you're just going to go right back down again. So again, yeah, you could stand up, but it's just no point. Job satisfaction. This is the one that I've been sticking with recently. Killing 15 zombies in rapid succession gives a 100% chance to gain temporary health boost. Now, what you can do with this is, if any of you have ever played with a medic, their stim pistols, the little yellow bar that's above your health, it's essentially like an overshield. Kind of like if you've ever played Halo before, how they had to get through your shield, then they could get to your health. Essentially the same thing. And it's also a 100% chance to happen. Like, not 20, not 50, it's 100% chance. If you kill 15 zombies, there you go. And even though it says rapid succession, it does give you a little bit of leeway. Quite a bit, actually. Essentially, what you can do with this, if you also have wheatgrass, where you have 25% more health. So, at this point, you have 125% health. Now, go ahead and add job satisfaction to the whole group here. You can essentially stack your 125% health twice with this. So you'll have 125% health as an overshield that they have to get through before they get to your normal 125% health. And that in itself makes this class very tanky. And again, extractions, or swarm attacks is what they call them, is where this class shines. And I'm sure you guys who have played the harder levels know that you get overwhelmed very quickly in these. So having a lot of health is very good. Cloak-and-Dagger. Killing 15 zombies in rapid succession grants masking effect for 3 seconds. This is also another great choice, but I feel like the only time that you're really going to want this is if you're more of a, no offense, but a selfish player. Because there's only 4 of you on a team. So if the zombies aren't going for you, they're going to be going for someone. And if for some reason they're not going for one of your teammates, say you have a fixer on the team and has made the whole group invisible or whatever, then they're going to be going for your objective. Yeah, does it sound nice to have them off of you? Yes, but essentially they're going to do something that's going to make you lose anyways. So being invisible isn't really the worry. Surviving and doing damage is our biggest goal here. Being invisible, not quite one of them. Next one, Hollywood 2. Explosive and fire damage dealt to yourself and your teammates reduced by 50%. This is nice, because any of you that have played Exterminator know how incredibly frustrating it is when one of your teammates, for some odd reason, feels the need to pretty much stand on top of one of your claymores and shoot zombies. Eventually one of those zombies is going to break through the line and land on that claymore that's at the base of your ally's feet. Not a smart move. And again, when you're rolling with Fire Trap over here, you essentially lose your ally to your Claymore if they decide to stand on it, if you don't have Hollywood 2, which again isn't a choice, you have to have it. If you decide to buy it, I guess you could skip it. I don't know why you would though. Next, we have Broad Shoulders. Heavy weapon ammo capacity increased by 25%. I'm just gonna flat out say it's not useful. I mean, yeah, your heavy weapon's nice, but who runs around all the time with their heavy weapon out? That's gonna be like an, oh crap, I need this right now type situation. And again, if you're at like an extraction or a swarm or something at the end of the level, they usually give you 2, maybe 3 extra ones just laying around anyways, so it's just not doing a whole lot for you. Bullet Rain I went with for a little bit. That's when I was using the AK a lot, and on lower difficulties, it's a good choice. AK absolutely shreds zombies on lower difficulties, and you're able to reload quicker, which is it's a good feeling. But higher difficulties, like your insane or whatever they call the last one, very hard, whatever it may be, when all your skulls are filled up pretty much, your fully automatic weapons just, they're not going to cut it. For your class anyways, they're just not. And it sucks because it's a fun gun, it's nice, but it doesn't have the stopping power. Third Hand, killing 15 zombies in rapid succession instantly reload your primary weapon. This is the one I went with, because you guys that run with your shotguns, like me, know that it is absolutely beyond frustrating when you're firing into a crowd and you don't have any more bullets. And you got to sit there and physically reload every one of them. It's very infuriating. Especially when about 50% of the time that you're stuck reloading in a zombie's face, that zombie is then going to down you. If you never have to reload your gun, awesome. If it just helps you occasionally, still again awesome, because if you're playing this character like I am, you're running with a shotgun and it is very painful trying to reload them. We don't have the perks that the Hellraiser does to have us reload quicker. Next choice, there's Party at My Place. Maximum Molotov capacity increased to 3, Claymore capacity increased to 4. On the surface, that's great. More Molotovs, more Claymores, which I run with Claymores, means more kills, right? Awesome, cool. But let's move down one. Pickpocket, killing 15 zombies in rapid succession gives 25% chance to refill one charge to your equipment. Those of you that have been through a swarm, or like an extraction or the end of a level, know that you're not just getting 15 zombies. You're probably getting a couple hundred. If your Molotovs are going off, if your fire's on the ground, if you're firing into a group of zombies with your assault shotgun, or combat shotgun I believe it is, the best shotgun for your secondary weapon, or for your primary weapon, you're going to know that you're killing tons of zombies. So even though you only have a fourth of a chance for this to proc, it'll end up procking a lot more than what you think, which will essentially give you unlimited claymores. More claymores, more kills, more chances to proc this, and it's just self-sustaining. Last one, Thrifty, 15% chance of using the Claymore Molotov without depleting an equipment charge. I feel like if you're trying to gamble and you feel like gambling, why would you gamble here when you could gamble here? It doesn't make much sense. You have a higher chance here, plus this is unlimited as opposed to you have 3 to work with and a very low chance to keep those. Our last choice, I picked Know-How. Molotovs and Claymores can kill 25% more targets. The reason I went with this is because if you're the last of your party, chances are, and I know this is a very cynical approach, chances are if you're the last one alive, you pretty much have lost. I'm sure there's a few of you out there that have successfully soloed and brought your team back. But again, I'm banking this entire build off of making swarms and extractions, end levels, whatever you want to call them, making those as easy as possible for not only myself, but for the rest of my team by thinning out the herd, quite literally. And masking myself when I'm the last one alive, I mean, yeah, could you possibly pick up another teammate? Yes, but you're going to pick them up with such low health, they're going to go right back down. Yeah, it just doesn't have a lot of practicality. I mean, it can work in theory, but chances are it's not going to. Why not just kill more targets? More kills, better chance for your stuff to proc. Your last skill that you can buy, which is, in my opinion, one of the most overpowered in the game. When there are more than 30 zombies in the area, stop there. During swarms, there's absolutely more than 30 zombies. There's probably 300, maybe quite not, but a lot. Firearm damage is increased by 25%. The number of melee strikes before becoming fatigued is increased by 2. The melee, again, I mean, not a huge boost, but that 25% extra damage from your weapons, if you're running with the shotgun, like I've told you that I've set this build up around, that shotgun already one-taps every zombie out there. Let me rephrase that. It one-taps every normal zombie out there. That 25% extra damage is going to be useful when bowls come into the situation, or lurkers come into the situation, or gas bags. Not only that, but you know, it's always nice to do more damage, and you're already doing a ton of it as it is. Alright guys, let's do a brief little recap of everything here. This right here is to get out of situations where you happen to have found yourself surrounded. This makes it very hard to be surrounded. This is going to essentially mow down probably one entire herd that's coming at you. It should. Or it'll take out a couple bowls for you if you shoot in the right place, which is going to be either their face after you knock their face shield off, or the hole in their back where you can see their spine. Wheatgrass, more health. Fire trap, the fire creates a lot of crowd control. Kills them as they're coming to the fire. Job satisfaction runs hand in hand with wheatgrass. You get a 100% chance of an overshield, and you get more of an overshield because of wheatgrass, making you very tanky. We'll just skip these because, again, you have to have them. You have third hand, makes reloading your shotguns very easy. If you run with shotgun, please take this, you'll thank me. You just please do it. It's so much easier. Next we have Pickpocket, because who wouldn't want an essentially unlimited supply of claymores? Claymores are awesome. Know-how, why wouldn't you want your claymores to explode and kill more? With this active, you can one-shot bowls. I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. Again, unless you're running with Molotovs, or if you think that you can solo a herd by yourself. Molotovs, it's more if you're wanting to play aggressive all the time. But again, I've built this, as I just keep repeating, I've built it very, very tanky, very focused on end game, and not just your normal swarms and herds, or whatever you want to call them. Alright, so now that I have shown you that, let me go ahead and show you the gun. You're going to start with your normal shotgun. It's beneficial to go ahead and max it out. I know it's 1,000, whatever this is called, coins, currency, whatever you want to call this up here. It is 1,000, but as you can see, the power is almost completely maxed out. So again, you're gonna be one-tapping every normal zombie and doing heavy damage to your bowls and other special infected. Not to mention the fact that it has a nice little silencer on it, so why not? This gun here, you're gonna want to max. Like this, it's insane. It just is. Your power's all the way up. Accuracy is actually quite high for a shotgun. Handling, again, quite high, not much recoil. Your fire rate, even though it's low, anyone that's ever fired this gun knows that it's good enough. Your penetration all the way up. And that, again, is what we were talking about with when you kill a zombie, they don't instantly down. They sit there and flail around, and they're blocking bullets pretty much for the ones behind them. With this gun, doesn't matter. You kill one, you're killing the 5 behind it. It's just, that's what's going to happen. Not to mention the fact that your magazine size goes up. You start with, I think, 12. Yeah, that's what I'm getting out of that. You start with 12, you'll have 20. You also have a silencer, which, I mean, why not? Here, if you only want to spend 750 and get it maxed out, that's fine. I just kind of wanted a silencer on it because I like to always run around with the shotgun out, even in the silent parts. Silencer isn't completely needed. You can just settle for the 750 one if you want. It's the fact that we're looking at the power and the max penetration, and that's what you want. As you see here, I have actually maxed out my assault rifle, and if you look at the penetration, it's very, very low compared to the shotgun. This right here is why I said do not take this. If you're wanting to focus on clearing waves of enemies quick, yes, it does have range. It has very good range compared to the shotguns, but its stopping power is just, it's not there. If you did a side-by-side between this gun here and your assault shotgun, go ahead and take a look at how this changes. Your power maxes and your penetration maxes, as opposed to about 75% power, and about 50% penetration. You're going to end up using all 50 of those bullets to clear out the same amount of zombies that you've cleared out in maybe 10 shots from that shotgun. Overall, it's up to you guys. If you absolutely love your assault rifles, you don't want to get away from them, understandable, that's fine. But you are missing out. You're missing out in stopping power by a lot. Go ahead and head back. You guys can see my loadout again. I'll just leave it here. If you guys want to play as someone that makes extractions easy, and those are arguably the hardest part of every level, you're going to want to build this class for crowd control and defense. The more you're alive, the more you can take the heat off your allies by continuously placing your claymores, by continuously setting the ground on fire with them. The way I have built this, to pretty much sum it all up, as very tanky, very good at crowd control. It's just, it is what it is. If you guys have any more questions as to why I've picked things, if you made it through all of this ranting, which I really hope that you did, feel free to go ahead and comment down below, and any kind of questions you have, whether it's you think maybe I could switch one of these for one of those, or I see a hole in your build, maybe you like it better running this way. I'm up to any kind of comments you guys want to throw down there. I love hearing back from you guys, hearing your thoughts on everything. If this guide helped you out, please, by all means, go ahead and subscribe, like the video. Feel free to head on back and check out my other World War Z videos, my playthroughs. Feel free to check out any of my other playlists. Overall, it's great hearing back from you guys, and anytime that I can help you guys out and make your gaming experience more enjoyable, please let me know. I will honestly go out of my way to do so. If you feel like this video has helped you, that is absolutely amazing. If you feel as though I need to go more in depth, maybe show you a video of how it runs, I gladly will. Just let me know down in the comments what you guys need, and I'm all for it. But without further ado, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and call the video there. I have been Kastner, you guys have been KillKhast, and hope to see you in the next one.